Huhu und willkommen zurück zu Vampyr. Wir machen uns jetzt mal auf zum Krankenhaus.
It's locked.
Und schauen, ob die uns als Arzt gebrauchen können. Ja, aber wir haben zumindest schon mal unseren Namen rausgefunden und wissen, dass wir Arzt sind. Ich gucke mich hier noch mal ganz kurz um. Okay. Sie haben wahrscheinlich nicht mehr genug Räume drin. Eine Glasfiole. Okay. Ja, ich beeile mich ja. Okay. Lassen wir die Schwester nicht so lange warten.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank
Das
you.
ging schnell.
Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reid. Your office has been prepared.
Okay.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Mhm. Dann schauen wir doch mal.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Kein Wunder.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Erster Stock links.
Thank you,
Habe ich
Nurse
das richtig begriffen? Na, wir schauen mal. Aber erst schauen wir uns hier um. Ich will nichts verpassen. Ich glaube, ich muss auch noch ein bisschen, noch eine Glasfiole zusammensuchen, um hier Medikamente und eventuell Gifte zusammenzurühren.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reid has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett's, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Das ist irgendwie lustig.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reid. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Das ist doch nicht schlecht.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Okay. Ah, okay. Und darüber können wir ihn noch nicht
Goodbye,
ausfragen.
Dr.
Na gut. Ich weiß schon mal, wen ich nicht aussaugen werde. Hier blinkte doch was. Ja, ja. Immer die mit ihren Freiwilligen.
Good evening, sir.
Wer bist du denn?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reid. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reid. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reid. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Das ist gut. Er ist also der Händler.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Alles klar.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Alles klar. Bürgeruntersuchung. Sorry. Untersuchungen werden hier nach Bezirk sortiert angezeigt. Du kannst eine neue Bürgermission beginnen. Ach, ich kann ihn wegschicken. Okay. Bürgermission. Ah, ich soll feststellen, wen ihr da zurückgelassen hat. Okay. Da. Hier haben wir doch schon mal ein paar mehr Leute kennengelernt. Das ist Clay, das ist jetzt Milton. Dr. Corcoran, okay. Und Gwyneth.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Naja. So schlimm finde ich das jetzt nicht.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
So, was hat Milton da? Schrotflinte, Patronen, Schrotpatronen, Griffe. Also wenn, dann die Schrotflinte. Und ich habe, ich weiß gar nicht, ich habe viel zu wenig Geld. Alles klar. Aber gut, dass wir ihn angesprochen haben. Jetzt weiß ich zumindest schon mal, wo ich hier noch vernünftige Waffen bekommen könnte. So, jetzt sehen wir uns hier noch um und dann gehen wir auch rein. Tut mir leid, ich habe heute irgendwie einen Frosch im Hals. Na gut, da war nichts mehr. Ab durch die Mitte.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
My blood and soul, they belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Okay.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Natürlich nicht.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Oh, sie ist weg. Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reid, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reid. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Miss Harcroft, okay.
Do you know Tom Watts? The bartender from the Turtle. I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Die wissen es wahrscheinlich selber nicht besser.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Clay Cox. Na toll, den hätten wir vielleicht doch aussaugen sollen.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Aber vielleicht war es auch ganz gut, dass er am Leben geblieben ist. Dadurch bleiben sie vielleicht wieder ruhiger.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Ja, das werden wir.
I cannot enter.
Naja.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How long have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try our best.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual. Especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Das habe ich schon festgestellt. So, nach der Lage haben wir schon gefragt. Gut, dafür müssen wir noch mehr rausfinden. Ich finde es übrigens lustig, dass die englische Übersetzung höflicher ist. In der deutschen wird alles mit Vornamen übersetzt. Ah, da ist sie wieder.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Interessant.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Wenn sie nur wüsste.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Macht sie sich etwa Sorgen um uns?
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Tja.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Wir werden sehen. Können wir hier noch am Brett was gucken? Prevent disease, do not cause in public. Nicht in der Öffentlichkeit husten und schneuzen. Ja, das ist ja gar nicht so dumm.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I
Gibt's
believe we're
echt
going to be
viele
colleagues.
Reid,
Gespräche.
yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Fuscher. Na danke. Dr. Waverly ist schon mal recht weit oben auf der Liste der Auszusaugenden.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reid. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Ja, aber wie willst du sie beschützen, wenn du kein Heilmittel für sie findest? Danach musst du schon auch suchen.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reid, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon. And it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative. It is a question of integrity.
Ja, lass die Leute doch lieber sterben.
Faith in us, Dr. Reid.
Was willst du retten? Sie oder ihre Seele? Also manchmal...
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Ja, das stimmt wohl. Finden wir hier noch irgendwas? Nee. Ja, also so richtig sympathisch ist er mir noch nicht.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Okay. Also, das Spiel ist sehr dialoglastig, aber ich kann nicht sagen, dass es mir nicht gefallen würde. Ich finde es eigentlich sogar sehr gut. Gucken wir uns hier erstmal in Ruhe um. Auf jeden Fall haben sie viele, viele Patienten. Unvollendeter Brief. Okay. Ja. Da stand eben eine ganze Menge drin und wir haben nur 2 Glasfiolen bekommen. Na gut. Puh, das ist ja ein recht großes Gebäude. Da geht's raus, okay.
It's locked.
War die nicht eben noch offen?
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Ja, das habe ich sie, glaube ich, schon gefragt.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Come now, we can handle this.
Okay. Dann würde ich sagen, wir gehen mal hoch und schauen. Halt, wir schauen erst nochmal hier rein. Das ist ja nicht unser Zimmer, aber egal. Ich will hier ehrlich gesagt nichts übersehen. Ein Hinterausgang. Okay, gut zu wissen. Ist hier noch irgendwas? Nee, gut. Also wir gehen mal hoch in den ersten Stock, würde ich sagen. Und das war links, glaube ich. Ja, das ist wirklich schön gemacht hier, muss man ja lassen. Gut.
I cannot enter.
Hier gibt es nichts zu holen. Hier auch nicht. Okay. Da geht es wahrscheinlich dann gleich schon hoch in den zweiten Stock. Ich glaube aber, sie hat gesagt, erster Stock links. Dr. Swansea, okay. Da geht's nicht rein. Eine Säge. Aha. Ah, da war noch was. T. Elwoods Patientenakte. Okay. Ach, der gesichtslose Mann. Okay. Ach ja, das wollte ich euch ja noch... Nee, das war die falsche. Das wollte ich euch ja noch zeigen. Wo sind die Waffen? Da. Ich habe mein Inventar entdeckt. Ist das nicht toll? So, ein bisschen was haben wir doch jetzt schon mal zusammen. Naja, zumindest haben wir schon mal Fläschchen, wo wir die Sachen reinfüllen können. Die wir dann irgendwann zusammenmischen. So, da kann man nicht rein.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes.
Naja.
Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Tja, aber in dem Büro gucken wir uns dann in der nächsten Folge um. Bis dahin, ciao.